Yes, I wanted to talk about why MPC is better than using a DAW. Now, I'm not saying this in the sense that I don't use a DAW, because truthfully, I will use MPC to get things started, and then I will transfer things to a DAW. But as far as like making music in a DAW, that's cool. It could be a lot faster. You definitely feels like you have a lot more control because you can just highlight things, you can click things, you can drag things and move things along fast. But like something about producing on the MPC, like the depth that the sounds have. So there's the depth, right? There's finger drumming. Like, for the longest time, I thought it was just a spoof. You know, I remember I was using Machine and I was finger drumming on there and there was a latency to it and I didn't really understand why or what was going on. And so I just immediately hated finger drumming. I was like, anybody that finger drums, I mean, more power to them. But I thought that my rhythm was just that off. Like, but when I finally figured that out, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, especially when I came to the MPC, I began to see that like, oh, this not only do you not even have to deal with any like latency issues like ever, but when I finally cooked up some beats while doing a little bit of finger drumming, I'm just like, it puts you in the music more because you have to move with it while you're making it. You know what I mean? So there's that. There's like the swing that it has. I've tried to, you know what I'm saying, set Reason up or whatever other DAW I'm using to like hit in that same way. They cool. I make amazing stuff with Reason still. I make amazing stuff with Machine still. You know, it's no shade to none of them other softwares, but this one right here. Also in here, the stock samples are more genre specific. Like if I type in trap and I go to my like stock trap samples or whatever, like all of those sounds in there really sound like trap. Whereas like stock sounds on Machine aren't really like that. It's just kind of like you choose like hip hop kits and it's just a bunch of hip hop stuff. They aren't bad on there though. They are really good on there. And then Reason is even more simple with that. Like, all the stock stuff is really basic. It hasn't changed since I started using Reason like over 10 years ago. It hasn't changed at all. So the stock sounds on here are more genre specific and you can really get in there. Also, I was gonna say, I mean, this is probably like my final point, but just in general, my beats are just better. You know what I'm saying? When I make them on the MPC, they just hit harder. You know what I'm saying? With minimal effort, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll make something, I'll kind of arrange it a little bit, you know, I'll export the stems and then I'll load it up in my DAW. And honestly, I usually already have a fairly decent balance coming off of this. You know, I'll probably adjust it some more over there as I get my reference track and I kind of see where things should be. But for the most part, I don't even really have to do too much. Like, it's just already hitting. So yeah, man, that's my take on that. I'm not claiming to be an MPC expert or nothing like that. I've had it for like over a year. You know, I haven't used it a whole lot. I think I had it for 2 years. I haven't used it a whole lot. I could probably count how many times I've used it, but every time I use it, I find something new to do on there, and it's an amazing machine, dude. It's amazing. So, yeah, man.